All right, let's talk about some IndyCar news here. Dale Coyne Racing. They haven't seen him at all during the offseason. Me and Tom kind of counted them out. We didn't think they were going to race at all. Then they show up at a random test at Sebring with Jack Harvey and Colin Brown. And then they go and announce that they're going to be running full time. They're going to have Jack Harvey on a part-time schedule for 14 races with Dale Coyne. And then Colin Braun's going to run the opening 2 rounds, which really 1.5 because Thermal Club is an all-star event. But I mean, your thoughts? I don't know what to think about this. I mean, it's Dale Coyne. Dale Coyne is the Williams of IndyCar. Like you're like happy they're there, but are they going to do anything? No.
This is Jay from the Dega Boys, reminding you to like this video if you're enjoying it so far. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to see more great content like this. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay notified of all future uploads on this channel. Thanks for watching. Now back to the video.
They're a really weird organization, right? Like they're so tight with their money. But I remember 2017 when I was still racing or as a mechanic in IndyCar, they came out guns a-blazing. They were winning races left and right with Sebastian Bourdais and getting great finishes. Like the last team you go and walk down the paddock and they've got the most raggedy war wagon you could freaking imagine. I mean, it's like from the 80s, bro. Like they're, so when they go and put these, this is no offense to the mechanics, okay, at all. They are great people, okay? But some of the stuff they put on track is some of the most raggedy freaking cars I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you could go to an ARCA race, ARCA West race, where they're still racing the last gen bodies and they look better than those Dale Coyne cars. You know what I mean? But like the performance was unbelievable. Now they tapered off in the past couple of years, but what I would say is they probably saved a lot of money with all these different drivers that's just jumping in the seat and whatever. And they put all that money, like what they did in 2017, they put all that money into their shock development program. And I would not be surprised if we saw a Dale Coyne car finish in the top 5 at St. Petersburg.
Alrighty, Sunday. I'm so excited, dude.
I am too.
I am over the moon right now. I've been looking forward to this for months now. IndyCar is back. We got the IndyCar Firestone Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. I'm not gonna take the low-hanging fruit. My brain says Palou, but my heart says Scotty McLaughlin. I'm doing it. I'm going with my heart. I'm putting it all out on the table. I said at the beginning of this year, my bold prediction was Scott McLaughlin was going to win the IndyCar Championship this year. It's a street course. We saw how fast he was here last year. I think Scott McLaughlin, the street course master himself, is going to pull a freaking performance that's of the ages. Penske is on an absolute freaking roll in motorsports right now. It's undeniable, and it's going to translate to IndyCar season opener. Scotty McLaughlin, our hero, the Aussie invasion. He's going to get it done here in IndyCar this weekend. I am so excited. My dark horse. I was super high on this guy all year last year. If you paid attention to anything IndyCar talk last year, this guy only ran the road and street courses last year for Ganassi. He's back full time this year. This guy is going to shock people. He was getting runs last year or like finishes last year that you just looked at the end of the race and you're like, man, I didn't see him all day long because he was just so consistent. He didn't make any mistakes. And then he ends up with the top 7, top 8, you know. Watch out for Marcus Armstrong this year. He is going to shock the world. He's going to compete for race wins this year, I believe.
All right. So in lieu of what Jay said, my first pick for this weekend would have been Marcus Ericsson because of how fast he was here last year. Just a well-rounded, very good driver. But what do we see this year? He's switching teams. It's going to Andretti. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Okay? I feel like if it's anybody that can come in and turn Andretti around, it's Ericsson. But I don't think it's going to start right away. I think it's going to be a little bit of a time lapse before we see Andretti actually, getting good again through Ericsson. So, but with that being said, I'm not going to choose Ericsson. I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit because hello, Palou, we're going to win the championship this year. Baby. All right, for my dark horse, I don't know. Can we consider this a dark horse?
Who do you got?
Well, it's the one guy that I chose dark horse all year last year until after he won a race. And then he was my favorite for the rest of the year.
Oh, Christian Lundgaard. I would still say he's a dark horse.
Okay, well, good, because I wasn't going to change
it. It's Ray Hall Letterman land.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
All right. So I'm going Christian Lundgaard because that's just he is my driver to watch for most improved this year. And I think he does get better. I really do. I think that we find Lundgaard winning a couple races this year, not on strategy, on pure speed. I do think he is the number one driver in that Rahal camp. I don't know what the heck they were thinking getting Pietro Fittipaldi over here, but or not retiring Rahal Graham. But Lundgaard definitely P1 driver in that camp, but yeah, he'll be one I'm watching all year long for sure.
I think he's a future IndyCar champion. I do. I believe it.
Not with,
it might not be
with Rahal.
Not with Rahal, but he will get picked up by a Ganassi someday, or even a Penske. He's going to be a future IndyCar champion. It might not be for another 5 more years, but he's only 21. Yeah. We got lots of time.
Yeah.